Part 1, bag 1. So we started this build by actually making up the first minifig, and it is of course the chef. And doesn't he look grand? I love it. I love the uniform, I love the hat, I love the trousers, I like the face. What is there not to like? I think it's ace. The splash of red look just at the back for his neck chief, as it would be. Okay, the open back legs, fair dues, nothing where it is. Remember, this is not an old set, but not exactly brand new either. And he just plopped together as you would do normally, and he's done. So without further ado, let's get on with the build. So I thought I'd just show you now that the actual base plate, the actual plating is finished before we start the build up. And as many of you will know, I love to plate. It's one of my passions, one of my, I love the look at that black and white layout there. It is absolutely adorable in my opinion. I love it, absolutely love it. We have obviously the splurges of colour, the red and the yellow, and then we have a lot of that battleship grey, as I call it, the darker grey, and of course we have the white edge. And also I'm going to show you, as I turn it around, I hope it's not too dark, you can see the round shaped pattern that's forming there. So I love what we're seeing. Let's carry on with the build. So the foundations are all in now, as you can see, and we are going to slowly start to build up, I believe. So I just wanted you to see what we were like. I will do a overhead shot before we start the build. Sorry for a shaky cam. So I just thought I'd point out we made up this lovely little table, what I call lovely build techniques. There are the legs that push in. Lovely use of how they invert the actual 1x1 with the hole in the back, so as you can turn the actual brick on its side, so to speak. Absolutely lovely. So without further ado, I'll put the table in and then we'll carry on building. The attention to detail on this set blows me away. As you can see, it's a jukebox and it looks absolutely amazing. It was a lovely little build actually. Really, really, really. No moans, no groans. I just wanted to show you it in its full glory before it's installed to the set. Away we go. So this is the completion of part 1, bag 1, and you won't hear me say these words very often. This was fantastic, absolutely and utterly surprising to me. I had no idea how much fun I was going to have with this particular step, this section, this bag if you like, and it blew my mind away. But let's tell you why it blew my mind away. So as you know, which I showed you earlier, we had this great big massive sand coloured base plate, which is fair enough, and we started off by tiling down the edge, and then we slowly but surely built up our tiles. And I must admit, it was the black and the whites first, if you remember. I know I've showed you in the earlier steps. So we tiled away, and the actual outside fittings came a little bit later. So we had more or less the foundation, the first row, if you like, of proper brick wall, masonry brick walls of the building came in after the plates were fitted. The same applies to the staircase, which will lead up to the lower level. You started off with the lower steps, and then every time that you put a layer on the walls, you would go up and up and up with the steps. So it was a gradual build of the steps, and that, you know, that was that. So once, like I say, we started to build up, our base plate was finished with all our tiles on, and the next thing we built up was this lovely little table, as I showed you. And it was a nice little build, it clicked in, and if you can look now, there is a mustard and a red sauce, or ketchup many people like to say. Look at those booths. Does that look good or what? It really, really does. I am so impressed with this set. It is unbelievable. So much enjoyment. We then did the grill, and I mean the grill itself, look at that. You've got all your controls, chef's hard at work, he's grilling his steak. Attention to detail. Simplicity sometimes is better than, you know, blowing things out the top. You could have maybe put a little bit of a hot light on underneath maybe, but not necessarily. No problems with that at all whatsoever. Chef going to work, looking, that is steaks. I know it's a bit dark. There he is, tending to his steaks, like I say. We then did this wonderful jukebox, which I think, again, another little mini build, not too complicated, but boy does it pop with this set. I think all the colours in this set have been absolutely brilliant. The blacks, the whites, the reds, the blue walls. And I know there's some pink to come, obviously, because you can see the pink at the top. But boy, man, it really was a joy. The little stools went into place. I'm trying to do this in order. We made up the little flower pots that went onto the sidewalk outside of the building. We then made up the coffee machine. I think you guys might call it the percolator. Is that an American term or a Canadian term? I don't know. But there you go. And it's, again, simplicity is the absolutely amazing stuff here. You don't need a ton of bricks to create something that looks really good. The pan and the meat cleaver on the wall, super, super duper. And then really, to finish the set off, and this one, what can I say? Yes, it's a gumball machine, or I think that's what it's supposed to be. Lego, you've done a real good job with not many bricks. It pops, it looks good, and like I say, I can't fault. And then we finished off basically by putting in, sorry for the fast spin, the top walls, as you can see, two big plates, the crate with nothing in, the door, which must open outwards, as it does, and the bin. And with that, that was the last thing you actually did with this set. And no matter how I look at this, I can't, again, it's one of them times when I'm very, very close and shorter words, because I've enjoyed myself that much in making it. And I think sometimes you think, you know, unexpected sometimes is better. You know, when I built the Ghost, although it was okay building the Ghost, I thought I was going to enjoy building the Ghost a lot more, the Star Wars Ghost. This one I thought, it's just going to be an okay build, you know, enjoyable build, don't get me wrong, but nothing special. Far from it. This ground level has really, you know, floated my boat, as they say in this country. Anyway, with that, I'm going to leave it there. I'm not going to warble on anymore. If you like what you see, please give us a thumbs up. Drop us some comments in the box. What you think of part 1, section 1, bag 1. What do you think of our chef making his steaks? What do you think of the colours? What do you think of the table, the jukebox, you know, the gumball machine, the coffee machine? I know them only little bits, but they are fantastic. And if you want to see the next step, the part 2, then please give us a click on that subscribe button and you'll be able to see how this building progresses into the diner that we know it's going to be. And if the other parts are going to be like this, it's going to be fantastic. Right, I will leave you all now. You know what I'm going to say. My name's Kev. I am Square Ghost. And I'm going to see you all on the flip side.